Hey y'all, how you doing? Um, Happy Thanksgiving. Go ahead and tell you. I will just go ahead and also say I am very, very thankful for all my subscribers. Um, it just blows my mind that there's 60. I've got 61 subscribers. Yippee! Huge number. I'll be right there. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video real quick to share with you all some things that happened and share them, and give you some personal firsthand information about what's going on and what's prompted it and everything else. Okay. First of all, um, ratchets. This is all going to be about tools. Okay. So, because to me, tools are very, 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 very important. We've got to have good tools. We've got to have good, decent tools to work with. And if we don't, then it really, really stinks. Okay. First of all, my 3/8 drive ratchet that came with this set. I was using it the other day. This set I have had for less than 2 weeks. My set broke, or my ratchet messed up because it locked up. Okay, I put a socket on it. I was breaking some bolts loose, and they weren't tremendously tight. But then when I went to start ratcheting the ratchet back, it didn't want to ratchet. It didn't do anything. It was locked up, and I couldn't move the toggle, to switch directions. Okay, so I went back to Lowe's and took the ratchet back. I called them before I did, and they said, "Yeah, just bring the ratchet." I took the ratchet down there, and they said, "You have to have the entire set." I have my receipt. I couldn't understand why. I still don't understand exactly why they have to have the entire set. They say it's a craftsman thing. I guess it is. I don't know why they couldn't just take like a ratchet out of an existing set that was already there and just swap them back and forth, and then I get the brand new one and I'm on my way. They didn't want to do that. So I called the next day and I spoke to a manager, and he said, "Yes, you can do that. You can exchange just the ratchet." So I went back down there. I got that done. So my closest Lowe's to me is like 20 something miles away. I wasn't necessarily happy at all. As you can imagine, I was not a happy camper. It was not a good time for me. I was mad and I was aggravated. Now, I did not act regrettably or ugly or anything else. I did not act like I was some sort of, I was on some sort of, I don't know. I didn't yell and cuss and carry on or none of that sort of stuff. I just went down there. I got mad. They knew I was mad. I said, "That's stupid," and everything else. Like I said, I didn't act regrettably. I guess some other people would have taken it differently and acted differently, but I did not. Okay. So, now, this is the older style Craftsman ratchet. This is the style that came with. You can see the differences. Okay, yes, this is 1/2 inch drive. I know. You don't have to tell me. This is 3/8 drive. The 3/8 drive one messed up on me. Okay, this style of ratchet, I'm not that crazy about. This one's working fine so far. So far, this one I like way, way better. So, uh, this is the one I got in exchange, and I love it. I've had these ratchets before. I've used these ratchets before quite a lot. They work perfectly. I contacted Craftsman during all of this. They said, they said if I was, they would send me a new one. All I have to do is send them, contact them, another email, and send them these numbers. This is the 1/4 inch drive ratchet, by the way. But they wanted these numbers off the 3-inch drive ratchet. I said, okay, fine. Well, before I was able to do that, Lowe's came through. They exchanged ratchet. Done deal. Great. But just so you know, Lowe's is very cagey about that sort of thing. They don't want to necessarily go through and do that. So they're being very, shall we say, difficult, I guess. So anyway, I'm not necessarily happy with how Lowe's handled all that. I felt like they could have handled it better right off the bat, the first time out of the gate, instead of me having to go back, make phone calls. I even called Lowe's, their customer care hotline, I guess you could call it. They were really unable to do anything, which they said they were unable to do anything, and they would not do anything. They do not want to interrupt or bother the stores on the local level. They do not want to override their decisions. So I said, okay. Huge disappointment. But let's move on. Okay, ratchet's been replaced. Let's move on. What should we move on to? How about we talk about these racks, okay? You've seen them. You saw me putting some sockets on one of the racks that's in this box now. We're going to talk about this box too, and that one. All right, quickly, these racks, these are by Craftsman. They have the Craftsman brand name on them anyway. Let's just say that. They have the little, you see the little steel balls there? They're spring loaded. So that way, I take a socket and I put it on there, and guess what? It doesn't go anywhere. All right, these trays you see right here, it looks nice, doesn't it? All right, I would imagine that in a, this still would probably not be perfect, but this would be pretty doggone nice in like a roll around toolbox. To keep everything organized and numbered and everything like that, so you can just quickly see what you have, and then you can tell if something's missing or whatever. Unfortunately, these don't really work for me. These trays don't, because I like to keep my sockets and everything on these racks like this. Okay, so see, like this guy right here. So, reason being, look, doesn't go anywhere, does it? Doesn't fall off. I can take this, I can lay it down somewhere like that or like that. I can look at it, I can see what I've got, I can see if something's missing. These work really, really well. I like these. Okay, now back in the day, and you can still buy them, the metal racks with the little metal clips. I don't even use them anymore, hardly. I think I've got one that I still use, but it's stuck over there in my toolbox, and I rarely ever even touch it. Okay, so that's that. These racks are really, really nice. Now these are a little bit different. I bought these from from Northern Tool. Northern Tool has a different style. These do not have little metal spring-loaded balls on them. What you do is you put your socket on there, you push it down, and then you turn it a 1/4 turn. Now you have to get your socket numbers aligned here so you can see them pretty good. See, that was 12 millimeter. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, you see what I'm talking about. I don't like these as well. They do have the little serrated edges, so that you can like go and it kind of holds these in place, so they're not sliding around on here. They are longer than the Craftsman style of these racks, but I just don't like them as much. Okay, that's just me. I just don't like them as much. So, anyway, that being said, I am kind of the person I want to. I've kind of gotten, I guess you could say, I'm kind of, what is it? Kind of set in my ways about some of this stuff. You know, I know it works, okay? And I know it works for me. So, and honestly, what works for me may not work for you, so on and so on and so forth. Okay? So just a little food for thought. Okay? Now we'll do this here. Get these on here real quick. But, these work really well at holding the socket on. They're not bad, okay? They're not bad. You'll pay about 20-something bucks for any of these, regardless of brand. Some of them are a little bit more expensive, you know, but that's what you're going to wind up paying, okay? So, I will say that all of these sockets have been, you know, flawless, but like I said, it's only been 2 weeks. So, oh, the box. Okay, the box. Why I'm getting stuff out of this box here and not using this box. Okay, this box has got some nice features. It has these latches on here to latch this lid on here. Okay, it makes a good stand to stand up on. Makes a pretty decent seat to sit on for a little bit. You know, if you're working on something. Whoa. But it makes a pretty good stand to stand on if you need to get up higher to check fluids in maybe your 4-wheel drive or a tall truck or something like that, I guess. I'm not that crazy about this thing because it doesn't have a lot of convertibility. It doesn't have a lot of other space for the tools. And these doors down here on this part, they don't open and close very easy. It takes a lot of effort to get them to open. Not much effort to close them, but it takes a lot of effort to get them open. So it's kind of weird. I don't, like I said before, I'm not that crazy about this. Yeah, like I said before, I'm just not that crazy about this. It takes up a lot of space in the vehicle that you're hauling it in, and so it's just one of those things. I just, you know, me, I'm always going to be the guy that's rooting for the older style toolbox, like this metal one here, with the removable tray. You know, okay. So I'm always going to be. This is always going to be my go-to, okay? But, you know, this isn't for everybody. I do realize that. So, but to each his own, okay? So, but, anyway, I hope you all can find some of this information useful. And another thing about this is it's not as good at keeping the dust and the dirt out as like this metal one. I'm not saying the metal one is waterproof by no stretch of the imagination, because it isn't, but it is better at keeping the moisture out. Okay, that being said, you know, you do need to, you know, even with this, there is limitations to keeping the moisture out. So don't be ridiculous about it, okay? You can do a lot of stuff. So, what would if you're wanting to buy tools, and you're wanting to buy Craftsman, you've always liked them, I would suggest maybe buying your Craftsman online. You know, Craftsman is not owned by Sears anymore. They're owned by Stanley Tools. They have been now for, I think, 4 or 5 years now. So, but anyway, So I thought I'd share this experience with you all and tell you what's happened to me and tell you to, maybe how to avoid it. Lowe's, it seems like some of Lowe's employees aren't as well educated about this stuff, and they're not as well, maybe not as well trained. I don't know. I'm not throwing any negativity towards them. I'm just saying this has been my experience. Okay, I can honestly say if I go back to Lowe's, I will probably, before I go to Lowe's, I'll be examining all my options as to where it's going to be the better buy, Lowe's or somewhere else. I'll definitely be thinking differently about Lowe's in the future. Okay, so anyway, so I just wanted to share this experience with you. If you're going to buy craftsman tools, probably buy them somewhere else other than Lowe's, or just deal with craftsman when it comes to the replacement bits. Okay, the only problem is you have to have it mailed to you, and that may take several days. So let's hope not. But the way things are right now with the coronavirus and everything else, who knows? Okay, but anyway, I just want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you like this video, of course, the thumbs up and the share and the subscribe and all that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But there's going to be more coming because I have 60 subscribers. I'm going to do something special for you all. I'm going to show you something special. We're going to do something special, and it's going to be great. Okay? So thank you very much, and God bless, and have a great one, and happy Thanksgiving.